it is very important to understand what are all the final key performance indicators in the sales and production planning process, because any activity, any role performed in an industry should have certain key performance indicators leading to some deliverables which can be measured and which can also be taken for necessary actions in terms of improving this. So, here we are talking about 5 important key performance indicators as far as a planner is concerned. The first point is yield. When we talk about yield, okay, as I said to you, size change by customer after PI, optimal raw glass not available, process loss, remnant glass usage. Okay, so, I will explain this you in detail. You benchmark your manufacturing process in terms of your ability to plan the right geometry. After defining what is the right geometry, which is given as part of a confirmation to the customer, there can be size changes by the customer once after the PI is being released. There may be situations where the optimal raw glass may not be available. There may be opportunities where the planner can indicate to the manufacturing team that these remnant glasses are nothing but leftover small piece of glasses available, so that they can process this and save yield. The last point would be there may be certain process losses which can go beyond your theoretical understanding. So, all these should be understood on yield. So, if your final yield for a particular month or particular project is high, it means that all is being planned perfectly well. The raw glass dimension is planned well, there is no process loss, manufacturing is ensured, the first time right is being continued, there is no shortage in terms of the glass after fixing the final parent, okay, there is no change, or even if there is a change from the customer, it still fits the overall dimension of the parent glass. All that is being taken care, so that yield, if the planner reports that yield as a final metric to the management, management is able to understand what is the role of planner in terms of the overall manufacturing process and in terms of the overall bottom line of the organization. The next important KPI would be the schedule adherence and OTIF. When we talk about schedule adherence, as I said to you, schedule adherence is nothing but the dates given by the customer themselves on when they need material at their site. So, it is the planner's responsibility to ensure the material is being produced, packed and ready for delivery, so that there is no delay in the customer schedule as requested by him. Okay. So, when we say that, what all he needs to check, if he has to ensure that the schedule adherence and the on time in full is to be pakka, he needs to have the raw glass availability, he also has to have the capacity availability, and the process should be stable, and then there should not be any time lost in terms of your work in process glass retrieval. So, when you say a customer schedule adherence is 98%, which means that you are closer to your target given by your customer. In case your customer schedule adherence is only some 78% or 74%, you have gaps, you need to understand where did you lose in terms of those gaps, so that you make some fine tuning in your next activities in such a way that you are able to improve your overall schedule adherence to the customer as committed from your end. Schedule adherence carries more weightage when compared to yield, because schedule adherence is linked directly to customers and repeat orders. Yield helps you in terms of your overall bottom line. So, first you place the customer, then you place your yield in terms of overall understanding of your prioritization matrix. The third important part would be the plan actualization. Planners can keep releasing plans, manufacturing can keep producing what they can. That will not solve in terms of tying up towards meeting the desired yield, towards meeting the overall schedule adherence. So, what is required? you need to ensure follow up with the manufacturing team, follow up with the sales team in terms of order confirmation, follow up with the production team in terms of any leftovers because of certain rejections, and ensure the entire customer order together as a delivery is finally ready. So, for that we define a word plan actualization. You can use it for sales plan actualization, you can also use it for production plan actualization. So, when I talk about sales plan actualization, the orders initially projected for the month, how much orders were actually confirmed on time, you can put a plan actualization score. How much orders were confirmed after a particular delay, you still have a confirmation on a plan actualization score. How much orders did not even get confirmed, or what was the gap in terms of the initial orders projected versus what actually was the orders being conceived and productionized, can also be seen as part of a actualization score. In terms of machining centers, you have the various machining centers with you, the cutting line, the grinding, the tempering, the lamination, the IGU. So, for all centers you release a daily plan, you release a weekly plan. So, this daily plan needs to be checked for plan actualization from that machining center. For example, for next 8 hours or in the first shift of a cutting line, if you are given a plan which comprises of 3 items to be cut for so much square meters and for so much time, we need to check whether it is being done. If so much pieces is not being done, or if there is a rejection and it is still not being completed, then you say there is a gap in your plan. This gap is being reported as a score, which I am indicating as a plan actualization score. So, this plan actualization score for each production center the next day morning can be reviewed by the respective production head for the previous day in terms of what was the plan actualization for that respective line. Production outputs will not change if the machine runs continuously, but the planner's input or the planner's objective and the customer requirement does not mean running a production line full. The customer requirement and the planner's objective is to ensure you write the right, you produce the right material, the right sequence and in the right time. So, hence this actualization score will give a trigger to the production team to stay focused and to make some quick corrections in the shop floor in such a way they do not only meet the output, they also give this as a priority as they get into the stages of processing. And then the fourth important KPI would be the raw glass inventory. Yes, obviously you buy glass from the various floats available to you. So, after you buy glass you have to store it, you will have different thicknesses, you will have different types of products. So, hence you also need to ensure that you have a optimal stock, you do not have too many references are meaning too many sizes in your stock, and then you must also ensure that from the supplier whom you are buying glass, whether he is able to deliver glass on time. So, that is what I have indicated here, raw glass OTIF. OTIF is nothing but on time in full. So, all these 3 components have to be considered, and raw glass inventory is important metric of your planning team in terms of the overall process understanding. The last part would be the safety stock. What is meant by safety stock? Safety stock is nothing but a buffer stock being kept so that you do not go dry. You do not go dry meaning the production centers do not go dry saying we are waiting for glasses, because please understand, you make a plan to deliver, but in that plan, for example, a production center has a machining difficulty, is not able to process, he gets stuck, he has to immediately wait for an alternate plan. So, how will you give an alternate plan if you do not have a safety stock, or how will you give an alternate plan if you do not have the desired raw glass inventory? Hence, these two become the next important key performance indicators of the planner, so that the line utilization is also being taken care. So, a summary in short, you have the various key performance indicators as told to you, the customer schedule adherence, the yield, the plan actualization, the raw glass inventory, followed by the safety stocks. All these 5 metrics, if being measured by a planner, if also being reviewed by the planning department will definitely enable right delivery of glass to the customer, which is what I said, serviceability in glass processing industry, a right yield, which is nothing but a right bottom line or right profit for the manufacturing organization, and then overall coordination between the sourcing, which is nothing but the purchasing, the manufacturing, the sales and the customer service team. In such a way, you are able to line up a better communication of material and information flow towards meeting the desired objectives as expected by the customer in terms of a delivery time expected.